Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Comic Boys News Channel Media Network. I am Alon, one of your hosts, and today I'm going to be doing a full season review of Euphoria Season 3. So, I got to watch Euphoria Season 3 for the last month. Basically, my review is uh, not not the best, not the absolute best season. I liked season 1 and 2. I thought that both of those seasons were good. Then season 3 just went in a completely different direction in a way that I personally wasn't too big of a fan of, and I don't think a lot of people were fans of. So, season 1 and 2 were unique because of the fact that they actually dealt with serious stuff that high schoolers go through, like social media, self-esteem issues, sexuality, um, you know, home issues, abuse, sex abuse, all that like really serious and heavy stuff. And then season 3, like they made it, it was like a crime drama set in the desert, like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul or something, and I was not I wasn't too fond of it. Um, so this season of Euphoria follows Rue, who Zendaya returns to portray her protagonist character Rue Bennett, as she gets badly tied up with some criminals. The first is somebody from season 2 that she owes a lot of money to. Her name is Lori, and Lori is the head of a Nazi drug dealer gang, which is the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. Nazi drug dealers. And then she also gets caught up with another criminal, a pimp, drug trafficker, human trafficker named Alamo Brown. And they get all tangled up. And Rue's kind of playing a double agent or a triple agent. This review contains spoilers for Euphoria season 3, by the way. So she kind of like goes back and forth between Alamo and Lori, trying to agitate each other, trying to play a double agent, and then she becomes a triple agent once the federal government steps in and asks her to be an informant for them. Um, so Rue was like she made a lot of really dumb decisions. And to be fair, she makes a lot of dumb decisions throughout the entire TV show, the entire run through from season 1 to 3. Um, I will say her ending was emotional at the end. In season 8, in episode 8, she dies from a drug overdose. I will say that ending was emotional for sure. But yeah, like just something was different about her, and she wasn't like season 1 and 2 Rue. But yeah, my biggest problem with one of the characters in Euphoria season 3 was Nate Jacobs. So I I did not like how Sam Levinson did Nate Jacobs in season 3 whatsoever. I did not like it at all. It was like lobotomized almost. Season 1 and 2 Nate Jacobs, I really thought he was the most interesting character in all of Euphoria. He was psychologically complex. He was struggling with his sexuality, and he was abusing Maddie as well and Cassie, and it was so obvious that he just did not love any of those two women. And then in season 3, like, they just completely lobotomized him. Like, there was a scene where Cassie wanted to plan their wedding, and she wanted a lot of flowers. She wanted a couple tens of thousands of dollars worth of a flower arrangement for their wedding. And so Cassie says, "Oh, I'll do OnlyFans. I'll do sex work to to be able to generate the money." And then Nate, being the completely different Nate that he is from season 1 and 2, he's like, "Go for it, yeah, do it." And I'm like, season 1 and 2 Nate would never have let that happen. Never. He would never let that shit happen. And that's what I was like. what's he doing? Like, what? Number one, what is Sam Levinson and the show writers doing with Nate? And number two, like, why? This is not Nate Jacobs. This is like, like Nate Jacobs' is alter ego, like I was saying, lobotomized. And another thing was Nate also died in episode 7. He died a pretty, I will say he died a pretty gruesome death. But another thing was like, he owed that much money to a Armenian loan shark called Nas, who we find out Nate owes him a pretty large amount of money, and then Nate gets his toe cut off, he gets his finger cut off because he's not paying him. So it begs the question: why doesn't Nate just sell his stuff? He's obviously very wealthy. He lives in a huge house. He has very nice clothes, probably because Jake Valori's got connections to Bottega Veneta or whatever. He has all these nice things and just nice clothes, and like, why not just sell it and then you have the money to pay off Nas? I don't know. I'm just nitpicking, but Nate was in my opinion, one of the most interesting characters in seasons 1 and 2, and like season 3 just completely different, and I did not like him at all, like whatsoever. I feel like Sam Levinson had a really good opportunity as well to explore his relationship with Jules, especially because in season 1 and 2, like they were obviously into each other. And I remember there was one scene in season 1 where I think it was like the intro to episode 2, where Rue is introducing Nate, and he like goes over the list of what he likes in girls, like slim shoulders, when they wear chokers, when they have like nice scent to them, they don't sit like guys, they don't talk like guys, they don't behave like guys, like. And then as I was watching that, I was like, is he just basically just describing Jules? And then also like Nate admits to Jules his feelings for her as well. So I feel like season 3 could have given them a great opportunity to look into it. Another thing that I feel like was missing from season 3 with regards to Rue and Nate was everyone's reactions to their death. I feel like that was a massive missing point of it. Like, obviously we see how Cassie and Maddie react to Nate's death because they were the ones there to open his casket and find his dead body in there. But like I wanted to know, like, how did his mom and dad react? How did his brother react? How did everyone else in the Euphoria world react? Like Rue and Jules and all those people. And then also same thing with Rue dying. Like, I don't know how everybody else reacted, and she was the main character. Usually when a main character dies in a TV show or a movie, you see how everyone reacts. Like, the best thing I can think of is Iron Man. How when Iron Man died in Avengers Endgame, they show how everyone reacted to him dying. All the grief and the sadness and everything, but they didn't do it with Rue. I'm not comparing Rue Bennett to Iron Man. I'm just saying, like, usually when a main character dies, when two important characters, Rue and Nate, when they die, usually you gotta show, reactions and how people react, and they didn't do that. Yeah, but also, like, Nate was so useless. I feel like even if he wasn't in season 3, I still feel like the entire show would have been the same. He contributed like almost nothing to progress the show. Completely wasted. Sydney Sweeney is Cassie. Yeah, just absolutely ridiculous what they did to her. Like, all the sex work that she did. Also, I kind of feel like she also contributed nothing to the story. Lexi was fine. Maddie was alright. Bishop, Alamo's right hand man. I just wish that they would have gone into Bishop's backstory a bit more, because he was pretty interesting, and I feel like they could have done a lot, and like you could have understood why he's such a stoic guy that almost never smiles. Yeah, look, also soundtrack. Hans Zimmer did the soundtrack for season 3. Hans Zimmer is a incredible, and I mean incredible, composer of music. I know he did the last James Bond song. I know he did Interstellar and several other massive films where he had incredible soundtracks in there. Not Euphoria. Euphoria is not for him. Like that's where Labyrinth's signature Euphoria soundtrack comes in. You know, like whether it's Rue's theme song or Nate growing up and Nate's theme song. Um, like Hans Zimmer is a great composer, but Euphoria is just not his forte. Um, Another thing that I was mad about was the fact that I'm not mad at Labyrinth that he left. He had his own reasons to leave Euphoria, but so much of season 1 and 2 and what made it feel like Euphoria was Labyrinth's soundtrack. Um, and that wasn't there in season 3. That's why also this another reason as to why season 3 didn't feel like season 3 is because of the absence of Petra Collins' work. Obviously, Sam Levinson stole credit from Petra Collins and tried to say like that the amazing, I will say amazing cinematography, very well shot season 1 and 2. But it was because of Petra Collins, not Sam Levinson, and her touch, her like uniqueness that made Euphoria feel like Euphoria was severely missing in this season of Euphoria, and it's a real shame. Um, yeah, only like character that I think I kind of liked was Ali, but Ali as well was only in like episode 1 and then episode 7 and 8. Um, yeah, just also complete production hell to get this show done when it was filming. Yeah, I had high hopes for season 3. Especially because I thought season 1 and 2 were good, but that whole season just did not feel like Euphoria at all. Like nobody was the same. The whole show looked completely different. The whole show sounded different as well. The whole vibe was completely different. Just didn't feel like Euphoria. It just felt like a Western crime drama, and that's fine. Like if Sam Levinson wants to make a Western crime drama, that's more than fine. Just don't do it when Euphoria already has its signature style, signature taste, and all that stuff. And then yeah, like use the same characters like Rue, Nate, Cassie, Maddie, everybody. Like, I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed by season 3. I really wanted to like it, but I was very disappointed. But that's gonna do it for me in my very negative review of Euphoria season 3. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys soon.